Hi everyone, it's Clem from Wonderwords and today I'm coming back with an awesome book tag. Tomorrow it's the 3rd of October and so for everybody who has seen at least once Mean Girls know that tomorrow it's Mean Girls Day because we are the 3rd of October and it's something that Caddy says in the movie. So I decided to come back and do the Mean Girls book tag. I currently can't remember who made this tag, but I will go look for it and I will put the link in the description box down below, so go check it out. Now let's get started with the questions. The first question, it's pronounced like Katie. Which fictional character name did you get completely wrong? So for this I picked Agnieszka from Uprooted by Naomi Novik. I'm going to put it here, like, can you see how hard it is to pronounce that at first? But thankfully the author wrote at the beginning or at the end how you're supposed to pronounce it, so it was nice to know actually how to pronounce this name, but at the beginning I didn't know at all how to pronounce it. Like, I didn't even pronounce it in my mind. When I saw it written I was like, okay, so the main character, and then I was in denial. The second question is, she doesn't even go here. Which character would you place in a fictional word from another book or series? So actually for this I didn't know which character to take because it's not something I think while reading, like, oh yeah, this character will do amazing in this book. But then I searched a little bit and I think that Noah from the Raven Boys would be an amazing character in The Peculiar World, like by Ransom Riggs, because spoiler, he's a ghost, like he's dead. So for me, as a peculiarity, so it could go in The Peculiar World, and yeah. Third question, on Wednesday we were pink. Repetition, repetition. Which book gave you a deja vu of another book while reading it? For this I picked Divergent by Veronica Roth. Only because when I read it, I was reading all the dystopian books. Like, I just had finished, I think, Hunger Games, and I was at the same time reading The Maze Runner. So when I read Divergent, I had a deja vu because I was in a full dystopia mood, and so I read only that. So when I read Divergent, I was like, yeah, it sounds like a deja vu in Hunger Games and The Maze Runner, even though they're completely different dystopia. But you see, there were some similarities and some stuff like political government, like an awful government, and one girl is going to go against this government because she's peculiar, just like a little bit like Katniss and a little bit like Thomas in The Maze Runner. So yeah. Question 4. You have to stop calling each other sluts and whores. Which book gave you the complete opposite feeling of girl power? So for this one I went with the beginning of the Infernal Devices, especially with Tessa, because we're in the Victorian era and Tessa is a pure Victorian girl and she has all of these manners and how she should behave with men and in society, when she's surrounded by Shadowhunters and Shadowhunters female who are actually wearing pants, and she's sort of like, oh my gosh, a woman can't wear pants and a woman can't fight and a woman can't do this, I can't do that, she can't say that, she can't say this. And I was like, oh my gosh, stop girl, stop. So yeah, this is the only moment it gave me the opposite feeling of girl power, because after, of course, she fights and she's absolutely amazing and completely badass, so yeah. Question 5. You go Glen Coco. Name a character you felt like you wanted to cheer on. Definitely Winter from the Lunar Chronicles. I'm currently reading, you can see here, I'm currently reading Winter, and my poor girl, like she's messed up, like her life is completely bullshit, and I want to hug her and do, okay, it's going to be fine, sweetheart, like everything's going to be fine eventually in the end. So yeah, I want to cheer her up because she's amazing and yeah, she's so sweet, too sweet for this world. Getting loser, we're going shopping. How long do you typically spend in a bookstore? When I go to a bookstore with my mom or my sister or any member of my family, I try to be as quick as possible because they don't share the feeling I have when I'm in a bookstore and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to touch all the books and I'm going to read every books and I want to buy every one of them and just be amazed by the bookshelves and stuff like that and new books. So yeah, I try to be as quick as possible. But when I'm going, for example, with Jenny and Sarah, like we can spend hours in a bookstore. And yeah, it's just amazing because we're all together in front of a bookshelf and like, have you seen this? Oh, this, and then we start a conversation about a book none of us want to read, but just we saw something on Goodreads and we're like, did you know that in this book there is that, and that? And so it's amazing. So I can spend hours in a bookstore with my friends. Question 7. It's not my fault you're in love with me or something. Which character would have to get out a restricted order on you if they were real? At first, I wanted to pick Levi from Rainbow Royal Fangirl because I love this man. Like, if he could be real, he would be my perfect boyfriend. Like, I absolutely love him. He's so sweet and he's quirky and I don't know, like every time I think about Levi, my heart melts. But I also have to mention Julian from Lady Midnight and Lot of Shadows by Cassandra Clare, because this man is like perfect. He's perfection. He's a sweet cinnamon roll and I love him so much. And when he loves someone, he throws himself into his relationship and he gives everything for the person he loves, like Emma. And so actually, if Julian and Levi had a child, I will be in love with this child. Like, I will give him my heart. Question 8. I can help it if I'm popular. Which other hype book were you cautious before reading? For this, I picked A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, which I read this summer, if you've seen my previous videos. And yeah, when I picked it up, I was like, I don't really know how is it going to be with this book, like how am I going to feel about it, because a lot of people love this book and all this series, and a lot of people love Sarah J. Maas. I'm not saying that I don't like her, it's just that I have some issues with her writing and what she puts in her books, so I was really skeptical when I picked it up. But then Jenny really liked the second and the third book, and Sarah was like kind of meh about the first one, so I was very, very cautious, like I didn't know what will happen in this book and what I will feel about it. But actually it was amazing, so yeah. Question 9. She's a life ruiner. She ruins people's life. We all loved Regina George. Name a villain you love to hate. I'm going to pick Aiden from the Illuminae trilogy, and I'm not going to spoil anything about him, but this dude, I love to hate him really because he's messed up, but I love him, like. Question 10. I'm not like a regular mom, I'm a cool mom. Name your favorite fictional parents. I have to go with the Weasley for that, because man, the Weasley are gold. Like, they're so cute and they love each other so much, and I don't know, their house and their family seem so cozy and stuff like that. Like, I just want to go to their house and chill in their sofa, and I don't know, it's so cute and they're so nice, and Molly seems the perfect mom. Like, I love her. I love her. Question 11. That's so fetch. Which book or series would you like to catch on? And for this, I'm going to go with The Romanian Chronicles by Mari E. Pearson. I read the first book, which is The Kiss of Deception, and I still have to read the second one, The Heart of the Betrayal, and the last one, which is, actually I can't remember right now. But yeah, I really enjoyed the first one, and I have a second one here on my shelf, so I'm definitely going to read them. I just don't know when. And I think I need to read them by now, because either Jenny is going to kill me if I don't continue this series, because it's one of her favorite series. And yeah. Question 12. How do I even begin to explain Regina George? Describe your ideal character to read about. For me, the perfect character to read about has to have some flaws, and what I mean by that is physical ones. Like, she can't be too thin or too perfect, be muscular and be pretty while she fights, and be pretty all the time even when she sleeps, because let's face it, not everybody is beautiful when they sleep. Most of them aren't actually. This was why I like reading so much the episode of Requited, because the main character actually has curves, and it was so pleasant to read about this. Then she has to be badass most of the time, not most of the time, but at least sometimes, and she has to be sassy, because I love a sassy character who can respond to others like beautifully, and it's so pleasing. I just have a lot of feelings. What do you do when the books give you a bad case of the feels? Seriously, I just cry and cry and cry and throw my books as far away from me as possible, and then I keep sobbing, like ugly sobbing. Nice wig, Janice. What is it made of? Your mom's chest hair? Which character's one line would you love to claim for your home? And for this I have two answers actually. I have the one from Cinder. Like, Cinder is so sassy, and I love her lines sometimes. Like, she says so amazing things that I would like to say in my life. Like, she's the sass queen. And the other one is Emma, because Emma is so bold and sassy at the same time. Like, sometimes she says stuff to guys and I'm like, you go girl, that's a good answer. So I love both of them, and yeah, I would like to quote their line as my own. Boo you whore. Name a time a character's decision made you roll your eyes. The only character that came into my mind when I read this question was America Singer from the Selection series by Kira K. I'm gonna talk for 2 seconds about America Singer's decision in this trilogy. Like, each time she had a choice, she chose the wrong option. Like, she made stupid choices and she made stupid decisions, and I was like, I'm going to kill you. Seriously, I'm going to come into the book and slap you in the face because you did the wrong thing. Like, it's like she doesn't even think before doing something, and I was like, girl, no, come on, don't do that. You see, it's not the right thing to do and you still do it. So I was like really pissed at her most of the time. But I love this book, so yay! So yeah guys, that's it for the Mean Girls book tag. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and to like this video if you did. If you want to answer any other question, I did do it in the comment down below, and if you want to say anything to me, do it in the comments down below. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye guys!